Nexus on YouTube asks, can you get to all places via train or buses in New Zealand? Well, short answer, yes, hell yes, of course. Laura, go for it.
Well, you can certainly get to pretty much all places on buses in New Zealand. There is, well, at the moment, there's actually two. I was going to say at the moment there's only one national coach bus in New Zealand, but literally only the other week a new one has just arrived. So we don't.
I think it's called Keep or something.
Yeah, we don't know much information about it just yet because it's literally super brand new. But we can talk to you more about Intercity, which is the largest bus network in New Zealand, and there they will stop at most places in New Zealand for sure. As for the train network in New Zealand, that is not as extensive. You can get to obviously some places, but that's nothing compared to where you can get to on the bus. Do you want to talk about more about that?
Okay, so for train, I just want to stress that traveling in New Zealand by train is very different than what you're used to in Europe. Traveling in New Zealand by train is more of a scenic experience. Consider that as a tour. You're not going to stop to all the places, you're not using it as a commuting. You're going to use it to get to see some unique location. We were talking earlier on today about the Transalpine, which is an absolute scenic trip. It's actually one of the world's top 10 most beautiful ride by so many publications. It's really amazing. There is also one that goes down the North Island, which passed through the beautiful Tongariro National Park. So it's more of a beautiful experience rather than a transportation method. So basically, Laura and I are reducing your questions to, can you go to most places in New Zealand by bus? And the answer is actually yes. There is so many bus services all around New Zealand that you can go to all the cities and even the tiniest town. And the service runs almost daily to almost everywhere. Then when you get to one of those tiny towns and you want to go to some places which are a little bit more remote, this is when you're going to be a bit like, oh, damn, I wish I had a car. But tourism is such a huge industry in New Zealand. It's actually the largest industry in the whole country. So there are tours for almost everything. So yes, you may not have your car, so you may not be able to drive yourself up to Cape Reinga, for example. But if you take a bus to Pahia, then you actually can hop on a bus tour that will take you all the way there and stop along the way. Through those bus tours, that means that you don't have the stress of driving. That means that you can actually enjoy the scenery because you're not the one driving, so you can focus on the scenery rather than focusing on the driving. You can also make so much more of your experience because you usually have guided tour. You learn so much from the guides and everything like that. So technically, it will cost you a little bit more, but you get so much more out of your experience. So I don't really see many places where you won't be able to go to in New Zealand without it, especially if you're just traveling. If you are working and you need to go to a farm and do this, of course you're actually going to need a car for that. But if you are traveling by bus, you will be able to go to most places, be able to visit most places. And to a certain extent, actually, even if you're working, choose to get a work in Christchurch or Wellington or Auckland, for instance, where there is a lot of bus to commute, and then you can commute to your work. And that's pretty much it. I personally do not see the fact that you're not driving as a deterrent to traveling around New Zealand. You will be able to do almost everything you want. And if you do actually want to start working on your plan and come back next week, we will have the map. I'm really excited about that, guys. You guys just convinced me today to get the map. So here's my offer to you, Nexus. I think you can go everywhere by bus. Make your plan, kind of start working on your itinerary and come back next week with your itinerary, and then we'll go through it with our map and we'll tell you where you can and cannot go by bus, and then we'll see actually if we were right or not, and also we'll give you our insight like we did to the questions before. But I'm pretty sure Laura has something to add about buses travel.
Actually no.
What? Okay.
That was well said. Once again, well done, Robin.
Cheers to me, guys. Cheers to me.